Alright y'all, so we back out here. Let me show you what I've been doing. I took a razor blade to this section right here. Just pretty much just cut. It doesn't look like it was the seam sealer. It looks like it was just an air bubble. Possibly some water was in there. Because you can see it, you can see how close or how flat it is right there. So the fact that that part cracked, like there was just an air bubble. So I think I'm gonna go ahead, since I'm in here, I'm gonna take the blade and I'm just gonna go ahead and just cut it all right here. That way I can feather edge it. Then I'm gonna put a small bead of seam sealer just to make sure, because I'm gonna get ready to prep this whole jam again so I can spray it. I'll just blend this part and then I'll re-clear the whole jam. So not as bad as I thought. And then also while I'm down here, I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's actually a run right there. So I'll fix that in the process. And then I know I had mentioned I wasn't gonna fix this run right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but like I say, since I'm in here, yeah, you can see it right there. Since I'm in here, I'm gonna go ahead and fix that too. But look, I had already started putting the trim pieces back on, or the vent and the seatbelt retractor. So we're getting that done today, and like I said, I was in the process of finishing up this door. So I just took a silver Sharpie and circled some of the small little dings, the ones that I could see. I'm gonna wipe those, and then there's a bunch of, this panel is not flat or straight as we say. It's actually pretty wavy. When you get, I was looking at it like this. You can't really see it on camera, but it's wavy. So once I wipe those dents, I'm gonna take the whole door down 120, and then I'm gonna spray some high build primer, and then we'll block that. Also, what I'm working on is the deck lid, the underside of the deck lid. Same thing on this, the seam sealer in this section right here. I cleaned all that up when I was prepping it before I primed it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the seam sealer all the way around the edge where the outer skin folds over to the shell, or to this with the reinforcement piece in the underside. And you can see right here, this is exactly what it did on the door. See how it cracked? So I missed that when I was sanding it. So this is primer though, so I'm gonna go ahead and feather edge that while I got it, and then before I apply the seam sealer. So we're gonna seam seal all the way around this whole perimeter, and then we're gonna go ahead and get this painted. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the car up, put the battery back in here. I haven't heard the car run in probably been about a month now. So sometimes just hearing the car run gets me out of my funk. So let me put the battery, I already got it mounted in. Let me connect the battery. We'll fire it up. It's got a check engine code for a mass airflow sensor. I took it off a month or so ago, cleaned it with some airflow. Matter of fact, it's this right here. I cleaned it with this, and it kept I reset it, or I cleared the code, and I started the car. It ran rough. The check engine light came right back on, and then it idled down smooth. So the code is in there. I'm gonna replace that mass airflow sensor as soon as I get a chance. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it started up just so I can, like I say, get out of my funk. All you gotta do is hear this VA rumble and be ready to go. So let me do that real quick, and then we'll get back to work. Alright, so I got the battery hooked up. I went to the back of the car because I realized I took the taillight harness out. And I know one of the wires is running through that harness, but it's actually only the sending unit. So the fuel pump is not running through that harness. It's grounded to the frame, and then the fuel pump wire I got running separate through the frame rail up to the firewall. So we should be okay. So we got it hooked up. It ain't been crunk in a while, so let's see if we can get it to come on. But let me get all these wires out the way. There's something's going on with my throttle. I got drive-by cable, but it seems like it's sticking. All right, well, we got power. Fuel pump is on, so we'll prime it a couple times. Yeah, fuel. Yeah, I knew it. Dang it. But let's see if it'll start. We're in park. Oh yeah, let's start. So let's start. Actually, the check engine light It's not even on anymore. The fuel cylinder, the light is on for the fuel cylinder, but it's not buzzing. Well, actually, it is buzzing. The exhaust is so loud I can't hear it. But the fuel light is on, so, but I know why. I can't turn that off because the buzzer is plugged up to the back of the gauge. And let me show y'all something real quick. I'm actually tripping out that the check engine light's not on. And it's running actually pretty good. But as you can see, the fuel says fuel open and then the light is on. And the needle is pinned at empty. That's the fuel cylinder. It's not connected. Like I say, it's incorporated into that tail light harness, and I got it unhooked. But let me see. Where's the switch at? I don't even know why I ain't been in here in a minute. Let me find the switch. I wanted to turn it, change the display on the gauges. I don't even know. Oh, here we go. I was trying to get rid of that glare, but it don't sound like you want to go away. And the temperature, oh, here it is, 152. The fans will usually kick on about 161 or 2 or something like that. The first fan will kick on. We're bumping at 13.8 volts on the battery, 41 psi oil pressure. So, anyway. So I had the battery on the trickle charger, like I was saying. That's why it fired up like it did. I got a, I want to say it's a Stanley. What did I do with it? It's a Stanley charger. Oh, here it goes, right here. So I usually just keep the battery on this charger. It's got alligator clamps, but I put these 2 rings on here. So that way I can just connect it straight to the battery. Alexa, pause. All right, y'all. Y'all can see your boy getting his jam on. But man, this deck lid was worse than I thought. So I just got done scraping up all the leftover seam seal and the crack, and I had left it outside a couple days, so it had got a little surface rust. So I was using 120 to take care of that all the way around the edge. And if y'all saw in that time lapse, it was real bad right up in here, real bad. So we got all that. Let me just zoom out a little bit. We got all that taken care of. So all the way around the edge. So I'm getting ready to blow it off with the air hose. Then I'm gonna wipe it down. I got the foaming glass cleaner. This is just water and alcohol and a pump sprayer. And then I got some wax and grease remover. So we're gonna 3 steps with the shop rags, and then we'll go ahead and mask it up and get it ready to lay down in seam sealer. And it should cure overnight, and then I can spray it tomorrow morning. So let me go ahead and get this blowed off and wipe down, and we'll get going. So I'm prepping this part. I've already sanded it with some 320. So it turns out there's not what I thought it was. It wasn't the seam sealer. I guess it was just the air pocket. It's the only thing I can think of. So I feathered edged it. Still got a little bit more to go. I just masked this off so I don't get 320 scratches in that. Because what I'll end up doing after I seal it, I'm gonna 600 and then just blend it and re-clear it. So that's gonna come out okay. No big deal. But as far as this trunk goes, I didn't get the edges good enough when I initially had prepped it and put the epoxy on it. I did the old blow test. You ain't gonna see it now because I think I pretty much got it all, but I was doing this right here and paint started chipping up. So I'm going back over it now with 80 grit around all the edges, and as you can see, it's taking it back down to the metal. So I'm gonna put some epoxy on it before I put the seam seal. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing this. Also, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna spray some guide coat on these center pieces because I had some sound deadening on there and it was nasty. So all the gunk, the glue, I got it off when I primed it, before I primed it, but you can still see some of the, because I think I ended up using like a 36 grit or 40 grit roll lock disc to get it off. So I'm gonna guide coat this so I can get that flat before I reprime the whole deal again. So we're gonna do all that today, and then I'll get it prepped first thing in the morning. We're gonna shoot that epoxy on this, and then while I'm at it, I'm probably gonna go ahead and do this as well. So I'm gonna finish getting these little dings squared away. So for me, it's gonna be in the morning, but for y'all, it's gonna be in a few seconds. All right, checking back in real quick. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get this part right here blocked. I already got started on this section. You can see I got a little bit more to go. Still got guide coat there. I'm just using this block here with some 320. So I'm gonna get all this prepped up. Like I say, so tomorrow I'm gonna spray epoxy around the edges with bare metal before I lay the seam sealer. So I'll get all this ready for tomorrow. And on the door, I went ahead and laid the regular body filler on the small dent here, a couple of little dings there, and then I blocked out the what was it called, the god dang it, what is that, the filler with the fiberglass filler. Yeah, so I blocked the fiberglass filler and I put the regular filler on it, on that and this right here, and then I just took the DA to the whole door with I think I did it with 80. I still need to take the door lock off and the handle. So we'll do that tomorrow, but I wanted this, that way this can cure overnight. And then I'll come back in the morning, block that, and get ready to epoxy the door. At the same time I do the trunk. Alright, I just finished blocking this door, blocking all the body filler. I went ahead and hit it with a maroon Scotch-Brite over the whole door. Mother Nature won't let me be great. It's raining today, so won't be able to do no painting or no priming. So I'm finna move this door outside. We're gonna wash it down with some Dawn and get it ready to start sanding it. And I went ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and guide coat the whole deck lid. So we got that already. Like, so I can't take this outside because it's got some bare metal and it's raining and it's humid. So let me move this. I'm gonna move this and get this taken outside. We'll get it washed off, and then we'll start. I'm gonna hit it with some 120 on the DA, see if I can see any obvious low spots. If not, we'll just get it smoothed out, ready for primer. Told y'all Mother Nature won't let me be great today. It's all good though. So I got this other door and I was gonna do it outside, but it's raining. So I got it over here on the narrow side. Glass cleaner right now, you can see it's a bunch of grease, even though I wiped it down. I washed it with some dish soap. So the glass cleaner just gonna get off fingerprints, then I'm gonna come back with some alcohol and then wax and grease remover before I start sanding, make sure there's no contaminants on there. So we're making progress. I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned off, and I'm gonna DA it with 120, and we're gonna see what it look like. Now the sun want to come out. Look at this mess, but it's still humid because I wiped this door down, and look, it's not flashing off, and it's just alcohol. So no painting today. I'm finna run up to Harbor Freight. I need to get another set of horses since I now have this door on this horse. I need something to put the hood on so that I can finish sanding it. And we got the other door over here. So I'm gonna run up to Harbor Freight. Plus I need to get some more paint cups and a few more items from Harbor Freight as well. So, all right, so I'm on my way to Summit Racing. I'm gonna go by Harbor Freight first, and then Summit Racing, pick up a few items, and then some more material. And I'm gonna go on the north side of town over by the stadium. I haven't been over there in a while, so I'm gonna go check that out. I'll cut y'all back on when I get back to the house, show you everything I picked up, and we'll get right back to work.
Yo, can't believe this shit, man.
DJ girl.
That girl is
Alright, y'all, back from the stove. I got everything ready to go. Both doors in here, and I'm also gonna go ahead and get some primer on the rear bumper. I'm gonna hit it with some epoxy as well. I'm finna go ahead and spray it right now with some adhesion promoter, because I did sand through to, as you can see, the black, that's the raw plastic. So I've got the doors ready to go. I'm finna give them one last wipe down. I just put that paper there just to prevent the epoxy and the high build primer from getting on the jambs in the underside, because when I paint that, all I'm gonna do is scuff that and shoot sealer and paint. I'm not gonna shoot anything else. So I don't want to get any overspray, or I don't want a whole lot of overspray that I have to sand off. So we got everything staged up, ready to go. Like I said, I'm gonna give these one last wipe down, and then let me take you out here and show you what we actually picked up from Summit. I had to get some more primer. I ran out of high build primer, so I normally use black epoxy, but I got gray because those parts are black. So when I put this on there, then I put the gray. This is a dark gray, so I can still see the difference between this and the actual black, but this is light gray. So when I'm block sanding, I know the difference between this primer, and the door. Whereas when I did it on the car is silver, so I use black epoxy with gray, light gray primer. So I had to go get some more of this. I still had a little bit. That might actually be enough, but just in case. And I already had the catalyst, and then I had to get some more, I think, activator. Yeah, because see, this I already had the high temp, which is slow. They didn't have any more high temp activator, so I got medium. It's roughly, I don't know, 85 degrees right now, so I should be able to get away with that. If not, no big deal. Like I say, this has got to get block sanded anyway. So the goal for today is to get all those items that's in the booth in high build primer. That way I can block sand the doors before I paint the undersides of the door or the jambs, because I'm putting color on that. Then once I put color on that, I can hang the doors back on the car. As far as the trunk goes, I still need to put the seam seal on that. I'm actually in the process of using the wire wheel to clean out all the seam. It's not really seam seal. I think it was more of the panel bond that was oozing out, and some of it chipped, and that's what let the water get in there and it started rusting. So wire brushes, I'm getting that. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you. Okay, so as you can see, I get, excuse me, I'm pretty much down to the bare metal on all the edges. I used the wire wheel last night when I was working on it. So today is the next day. So I got to finish that up, and then I'm gonna hit the bare metal with epoxy. I didn't get it ready for today because I don't have enough room in the booth. I got barely enough room to get those 3 items in there, so it wouldn't have been enough to put this in there. So I'll do this tomorrow. So I just want to show y'all that. So let me go ahead and get this primer mixed up, and we're gonna go ahead and start laying some primer. All right, so I just finished laying down the second coat of epoxy primer. It's still flashing off. It's got a 30-minute flash in between coats. Not bad, not bad. It's about 87 degrees today. So you can still see, I think you can see it right here, the body filler. And there's a lot of dust in here today for some reason. You can't see it on camera. And then you can still see the imperfections in this area that I had put filler on. But that's okay, because we can work that out on the next stage. Not bad at all. And as well as the bumper cover, it's got a lot of imperfections. I can see them better now that I have primer on it. So then I can go and get my bumper repair kit and fill in some of the pits that need some fill. Use the flexible bumper repair body filler for that. So we got about another 15 minutes on this flash, and then I'm gonna lay it 3 coats of high build primer. I believe those are 15 minutes in between coats, and then we'll be good to go. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna block both of the doors. Once they cure, I'm gonna move them out in the yard. I'll block them, and then I'll bring them back in the booth, turn them upside down, and then we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and paint the underside, the jambs and everything. So all I'm gonna do is scuff those up, hit it with a primer sealer. We're gonna go straight to color, base coat, pearl coat, clear coat, and then I'll just put the doors back on the car, and that's when I'll do my final block on the car. All right, we're going in for high build primer, first coat. We're gonna do 3 coats of this high build primer with a 1.7 tip.